let's understand chapter wise. Probability is covered under, in syllabus, probability will be covered under statistics and probability. Okay, either लिख लो, statistics and probability. This will be our last chapter we'll do. This is our first chapter. Okay. The overall marks for this chapter is 11. And going by the pattern plus this year, 11 marks कुछ ऐसे आए हैं इस बार भी. 1 mark का एक probability आया है, 1 mark का statistics. 1 mark means children what? Section A, 20 questions, MCQ. Then there has been a 5 marker from stat and a 4 marker CBQ, competency based question from probability. This is this year Telangana region papers was like this. This was stat, this is stat, this is prob. Okay, which means they might change the pattern next year also. This 5 can be splitted as a 2 and 3, very easy. समझ रहे हो ना? इसको 2-3 कर सकता है, इसको 2 marks में भी split कर सकता है. Not necessarily that you will always get a 5 and a 4. The marks is 11. This year the split is this. Last year also the split was like this. One previous year this had come as 2-3. This had come as 2-2. Okay. कोई भी सवाल? अच्छा, all those who have joined new, you are partially new. You have the right, you have the right to immediately stop and ask a question. Okay, anything that you don't understand. Don't keep mum. See, I don't have an X-ray to read what is inside your tummy. I can only go by your face, and if you mask it on me that yeah, understood, then I get masked. Rather you tell me that you have not understood. चलें फिर शुरू करें. Okay. Probability falls under the branch of mathematics which is called logical mathematics. Very easy, very interesting. 10th probability is supposed to be the easiest chapter of 10th in maths. However, this chapter will make you remember your grandmother when you go to grade 12. In Hindi, आपकी नानी याद आएगी आपको जब आप 11-12 में जाके इस chapter को पढ़ोगे. It becomes tough. 11 is so-so. Anyways, 11 you will not study properly. And then you land up in 12 because whatever you will study today is all toy level. Unless you're a super duper IDIOT, you will not make any mistake out on this chapter unless until you do 2 into 3, 6, wo sab garbar karoge. So it falls under logical mathematics. And more than solving problem, we will understand some basic facets of daily life, which is important to solve this, understand this chapter. Okay. So point wise, we will cover one by one. Probability. Hey, apart from Vakul, is there anyone who does not have Hindi as a second language? Your second language is Telugu. You understand a little bit of Hindi? Okay. Probability means sambhavna, chances. Probability, and so probability means chances, or we say likeliness. किसी चीज के होने की संभावना. It means you are somewhat behaving like God. You're becoming God. Like the match is there tomorrow. There will be a match, first semi-final. Okay, between say South Africa taking on whom? New Zealand. So what is the probability for South Africa to win? What is the probability for New Zealand to win? Right? One of them will win the match, but there is a probability. Now, how do you come on that probability? You will take out some historical trends, then you will go by some, what does your heart say? No, historically this team has been good, but in this tournament they are playing good. So probability is always studied in later classes. When you go for higher mathematics, probability is always studied along with statistics. Probability becomes strong when you have a lot of data to push to it. How many occasions when a person reported with high temperature, Dolo 650 worked? Dolo, paracetamol. He might report for a high temperature due to a fracture also. He might report high temperature. So this is all these AI and other things which you will go and study later on builds on these models. So यहाँ से आप पढ़ना शुरू करोगे तो आपको interest लगा तो this is a very nice branch of mathematics. Or say a general election takes place in India. People will say in this election, yeah, get in whoever. This is the problem. Can you just open the door?
Hello, sir. Sir, I have lost.
Come here. The class starts at 7. I said at those lock at 7:05. This is the only day I am allowing. Okay. Next time I'll not allow. Because it's the problem is that you first of all, when you come late, you say sorry to everyone. Yeah, because the whole flow goes away. 7 means you should be here before 7. People come here 10 minutes before. So, anyways, so whenever you work on probability, like an election happens, they say that this party is going to win with this many number of votes, and sometimes you find that their models are so accurate, exactly so many seats they got. That means the statistical model which is backing up probability is very, very strong. Okay. Now, today's class, rather than solving problem or going into it, we will try to understand some basic definitions of few words. Experiment. Now, these are the terms you will come across very much in this chapter. Experiment. Experiment is a trial. Experiment is a trial. But you have heard about experiment, the scientific experiments that you do. In probability, we will hear about a word called random experiment. You will never hear experiment, but with an adjective called random experiment. Now, what is the difference between random experiment and experiment? यहाँ से समझना शुरू कीजिए. When you do an experiment, what is the value of small g in physics? 9.81 meter per second square. So you can use a time period experiment of a pendulum to verify the value of g. आपको पहले ही पता है g is 9.81. You are doing an experiment to get it to 9.81. Maths class, next time, whoever are with these small copies, I won't. Maths is a long white book. Please make sure that is there. A long white book or a rule book if you have purchased rule, but it should be long. These are guitar copies. These are not maths copies according to me. Maths copy is a long white book, because every time you'll write half steps and then you will again change your page. That will not work out. I'm from old school of thought. People dislike me a lot. Okay, so it's random experiment. A random experiment is an experiment where the outcome of the experiment is not known. Listen to me very nicely. Our exact outcome is not known. However, the possible outcomes are known. समझ में आ रहा है? जैसे मान लो मैं आपको कहता हूं tossing a coin. Tossing a coin. Now, if you toss a coin, you will either land up with a tail on its face or with a head on its face. So the probable outcomes are known to you, but the outcome of the experiment is not known. आपको क्या पता toss करने से इस बार क्या आएगा? That's why we toss on the start of a match. It's even for her, even for me. Both of us can't quarrel. Have you understood? So random experiment is an experiment in which the outcome is not known to you, but you will definitely get an outcome. And the probable list of outcome may be known to you. Suppose you are playing the game of Ludo and you throw what is known as a dice. Then what all can you get? एक आ सकता है, दो आ सकता है, तीन आ सकता है, चार आ सकता है, पांच आ सकता है, छह आ सकता है. But do you know when you throw what you'll get? No. Have you understood? Okay, this is the first word. The second word that we have is called sample space. Sample space is the set of all possible outcomes. Have you understood? So what does sample space tell me? That if you do a random experiment, इतना हो सकता है. इसमें से कौन सा होगा नहीं जानता हूं, but इनमें से कोई एक होगा. Is it clear? So if you toss a coin, the sample space is denoted by S. We will say that I can either get a head or I can get a tail. Clear? If you throw a dice, my sample space will be that I can either get a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6. Is this understood? Very good. Any questions so far? Okay. Everything that you see inside a sample space is known as an event. Is known as an event. I threw a coin and I got head. The occurrence of head when a coin is tossed is an event. the occurrence of tail when a coin is tossed is known as a event. How many events can be seen when you actually toss a coin? 2 events. Out of these 2 events, only one event will occur. है ना? Clear? Getting 1 is an event, getting 2 is an event, getting 3 is an event. Can you see some other events out here? Well, we can design it. Throw a dice and call an event A where A is the outcome, that the number is a multiple of 3. Means 3 qualifies, 6 qualifies. Throw a dice, call an event B where the number is greater than 4. 5 qualifies, 6 qualifies. Events हम बना सकते हैं. According to our definition, we can create an event. But the event will always lie inside the sample space. ठीक है ना? अच्छा, एक और वर्ड आएगा इसमें जिसमें हम बोलते हैं elementary events. Elementary event. And in your grade 10, you will be doing all elementary event. Elementary events are events with single outcome. Single outcome. हेड का हेड ही होएगा, टेल ही होगा, 1 ही आ सकता है. Understood? Okay. Now just think, why do we play a game of Ludo with a dice? Because a dice is a cube, very evenly made, and the dice has got 6 faces where the 6 numbers are given. Unless you actually tamper the dice, we think that when we roll it with the fan on and the gravitational force acting, the chance of any one of the number coming up is equally same for all of them. है ना? So in such questions you will always hear in grade 10 and all, they will use the word unbiased dice. Unbiased dice मतलब वो dice जिसके साथ तुमने शैतानी नहीं किया है. महाभारत में शकुनी had a biased dice. So his dice was biased. This is unbiased dice. Have you understood? But when you go to grade 11 and 12, you will get problems in which we will be actually using a biased dice. A biased coin. Biased coin means this coin has got a chance of heads coming 70%. भारी कर दिया एक side में. Tail coming 30%. If I don't tell you and I toss a match between you and me with that coin, have I been judicious with you? No. Why have I not been judicious with you? Give me the answer. It's sort of a rigging. I have done rigging. So in maths we call that in such a case, suppose my coin was biased. Say suppose my coin was a biased coin. And if I take a biased coin and I toss it, then in this toss, the problem that will happen is that the word we use is called equally likely outcomes. These are just English words. Huh? Equally likely outcome. भाई साहब outcome क्या है? Head and tail. Equally likely नहीं है दोनों के आने के chances because you have rigged the coin. So if you have a biased coin, you don't get something which is called equally likely. But you all are small kiddos of grade 10. आपके लिए जो भी problems आएगा वो सब हमेशा equally likely होगा. Have you understood the meaning of the word equally likely? So please pay attention on these words. You will hear these words a lot. One is a random experiment. Then, and I'm circling them. If you think you have not understood, ask me. I'll explain once again this, then equally likely outcome, and the word probability. Just have a look at all these circle words. If you have not understood any single word properly, tell me, I'll explain again. Ask yourself, because I said you are going to appear for a paper which will be even more tightened with competency based question. अगर आपका knowledge ठीक नहीं है, definition based question आ जाएगा आपको, आप फंस जाओगे. Elementary event, events with only one outcome. Random experiment, an experiment whose outcome is not known, but all probable outcomes are known to you. ये सब हो सकता है. Like the random experiment for setting your question paper is all the chapters. कहां से आएगा वो नहीं पता, पर ये सबसे आएगा. Understood? Sample space, random, इतना जानने से काफी है. ठीक है? Okay. चले आगे. Another word, though not qualifying for grade 10, but still I will like to cover it. The word is called mutually exclusive event. Mutually exclusive. In grade 11 we learn about it, mutually exclusive and independent. Mutually exclusive का मतलब क्या है? So let us take up RES now. Where is RES right now? In flat D1303. If we go and search him in his house, should we get him there? No. अगर देख रहे हो तो या तो उसका क्लोन है, जुड़वा है, या भूत है, दो में से एक, पर वो तो नहीं है. If happening of one, what is the event? We have got two events. Event A is the event of finding RES in D1303. What is the event B? B is the event of finding RES in his house. If the happening of one event automatically nullifies the happening of the other, then such events are known as mutually exclusive. सर कल ना इंडिया और वेस्ट इंडीज का मैच था, इंडिया जीता. योर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कौन हारा? एक चांटा खींच के मारो मुंह पे. Are you understanding how idiot question you are asking? Because the win is mutually exclusive. If I win, it is automatically understood you have lost. Still you are asking the question, hara kaun fir? So have you understood mutually exclusive? Happening of one event automatically nullifies happening of the other. This will be a concept which you will study in grade 11, but yahan bhi thoda samajh lo. ठीक है? Clear? So we come back to our chapter. Our chapters will be all about studying probability of occurrence of an event. सर वो इवेंट क्या है? मुझे नहीं पता. कुछ तो इवेंट होगा, कुछ तो इवेंट होगा, है ना बकुल? Giving rose to Champakali, whether she will accept it or throw the rose with the flower tub on my face. So one event can be I was hit with the flower tub on my face. Event number 2 is she accepted my rose. So probability of occurrence of an event. This is what we are going to study. Okay? Achha. This probability is always a scale, and the scale ranges from 0 to 1 in numeric values. So इसको ऐसे लिखते हैं, इवेंट मतलब इवेंट से E, तो इसको हम डिनोट करते हैं ऐसे P of E. P of E means probability of occurrence of an event E. क्लियर हो रहा है? P of E 0 से 1 के बीच में ही होगा. Probability can never be more than 1. 0 to 1 in absolute figures. However, in percentage, it can be from 0% to 100%. है ना? Probability that Bakul will study this class notes and come prepared for the next class. इधर हो ही नहीं सकता है. सॉरी नहीं है, इधर पड़ेगा ही नहीं. अगर किसी चीज का 100% है, then that is known as a sure event. Probability that 3rd of March 2026 will come. I may die tonight, but 3rd of March 2026 will come. So that's a sure event. Probability that 1st of March 2026 will come. That is known as impossible event. ये हो ही नहीं सकता है. अच्छा, probability is always studied about events which have a discrete measurable value. मतलब हाँ या ना होना चाहिए, right? So you cannot say how tasty was the dal. Very tasty, super tasty. All those probability नहीं होता है. Probability is something which you can exactly define. That's why when you go to a restaurant, they will always all your the super good. They try to bring it in numbers. How did you find our parking on a scale of 0 to 10? How was the ambience on a 0 to? Because once you assign numbers, it is easy for you to do statistical research on it. ठीक है? 0 to 1. अच्छा, अब आते हैं probability at the value 0.5 or say half or say 50%. 50%. Then in such a case, what we will say? Equally likely. 50% means equally likely. Equal chances of probability that you will win the match tomorrow is 50%. That means probability that you will lose the match is also 50%. अच्छा, अगर यहाँ पे आप रहते हो ना, if you are on this side, this is known as highly likely or most likely. Very good. Or you can say it as most likely. बहुत chance है. Probability that it will be sunny tomorrow. Very likely. And if you are here, we will say most unlikely. That it will snow tomorrow. Most unlikely. Clear? However, after being highly unlikely, there can still be a chance that this doesn't happen. That is when the magic of betting happens. Is betting legal or illegal? Is betting legal or illegal? ए मुंह खोलो यार, मुंह चुप करके रहने से कुछ आंसर नहीं होता है. Ritisha, is betting legal or illegal? I'm asking her. I didn't hear. L or I? Which one are you saying? I answer or L? I. How many say betting is legal? I'm asking that. Is this legal or illegal? You tell me. No. I'm asking a simple question. Don't give me those goal answer. Betting is legal or illegal? Legal. Betting is legal. Absolutely legal. Rigging the outcome to favor your betting is illegal. Match fixing is illegal. Where you are trying to change the outcome of an unknown event. Playing a match is a random experiment. Na? Either it can be a win or a loss. You don't know right now who will win or who will lose. But the match course changes, and so does this. Keeps on damarol. This comes from the win projector. Chances India wins 75%, West Indies 3 wicket गिर गया, India 50, ऐसा 50. So this can do damarol. On that the betting rate changes. But if you do match fixing, you are rigging the outcome. Means you are killing the random experiments definition then and there. Betting is not illegal. Rigging the outcome is illegal. ठीक है? तो ये हो गया. इसे समझ में आया? So what did we understand? Whatever we try to solve. Okay. Half of the children, means from CBSE mentality, when you do, your interest will be always whenever you do problems on probability, you all will be like, nobody can stop you. Like chatterboxes will say 2 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 7, 2 by 7. I'll give you a 0 if I check your copies. I'm least bothered how it is 1 by 7. I'm interested how did it become 1 by 7. So you should always try to change that thought process. All those children who have gone by that have faced problem this year. You should understand why is it 1 by 3. Think that you are explaining this problem to someone. 1 by 2 करना बड़ा बात नहीं है, but 1 by 2 क्यों हुआ? So that's why we say probability answer writing is 30 seconds. But to get the answer, it takes 5 minutes. And probability में कभी भी बड़ा calculation नहीं होता. You won't get root 57 divided by 3.14. No. Probability answers will be 3 by 11 plus 4 by 7. Very easy calculations. But how to get it is more important. यहाँ तक clear हो गया? Okay. चलिए अब आगे चलते हैं. Now, our problems will be hovering around few things. Coin toss. Coin toss. These are the things that you should know. Coin toss. So coin toss can happen. One coin is tossed. Very easy. There is a person and the person tosses one coin and the coin can fall in 2 different ways, either a tail or a head. Every kiddo knows about it. Any issue? No issues. 2 coins are tossed. Now please understand from here, I'm not talking about the outcome, the logic. In the language of probability, 2 coins tossed simultaneously is same as 1 coin tossed after the other one. How do you know तुम्हारा दोनों एक ही टाइम पे ऊपर गया था? थोड़ा delta t difference can be there ना. So 1 coin tossed after the other, whatever result you will get is same as 2 coins tossed simultaneously. So when you toss 2 coins simultaneously, this time our fellow is having 1 coin in this hand and 1 coin in this hand, and he tosses both of them. So when he tosses both of them, every time he will get 2 coins which will actually fall on the ground. Tapak. Right? And when that tapak happens, that tapak can be a HH, both heads. That tapak can be tail. It can be a head on the first one, tail on the second. or it can be a tail on the first and a head on the second. Have you understood? These are all the events. These are the events. So in this, I would say, and I'm keeping my coin toss as an event E. So if I look at the sample space for E, here I'll have what? Head and a tail. And if I say what is the count of my sample space, count means n. What is the count? The count is 2. 2 outcomes. Count 2 है. यहीं से गड़बड़ी शुरू हो जाता है बच्चों का. यहां पे अगर मैं n of E देखूं ना, then it is 4. This is one platter. This is also one platter. मुर्ग मसल्लम. मुर्ग अलग, मसल्लम अलग नहीं होता है. पनीर टिक्का. समझ में आया? Count is 4. अब सवाल आता है, 3 coins are tossed. Mr. Rajiv Rastogi, big reason to worry. Now job becomes a little bit difficult. आ जाओ, 3 कॉइन को टॉस करते हैं, देखते क्या क्या आता है. हा हा हा, देन हा हटा, हटा हा, देन टा हा, टाटा हा, टा हटा, टा टाटा. कुछ बचा है? हा टाटा, हा टाटा, हा टाटा, हा टाटा, हा टाटा. हाँ, और कुछ बचा है? आपको कैसे पता नहीं बचा है? यार, आपको कैसे पता नहीं बचा है? यही तो मजा है मैथ्स का. आपको कैसे पता है कुछ बचा है कि नहीं बचा है? अच्छा, एक काम करते हैं. नहीं, एक और काम करते हैं. अब निकालो. निकालना बड़ा बात नहीं है. The problem that you will have is you don't know whether you have completed the options or not. इसका मतलब when the screw does not open with a screwdriver, you need a mechanized screwdriver. Now some technique we should know. बकुल इधर ध्यान दे तू. अच्छा बोलो, एक कॉइन को टॉस करने से कितने आउटकम है? If you toss a coin, how many outcomes? कितना कॉइन टॉस किया इसमें? 1. इसलिए ऑप्शन कितना आया? इसमें एक कॉइन में कितना ऑप्शन है? 2. कितना तो कॉइन टॉस किया था? 2. कितना आया? 4. एक कॉइन में कितने ऑप्शन? 2. कितना कॉइन टॉस किया था? तो कितना आया? 8. कितने ऑप्शन? कितने कॉइन्स? 16 options should come out here. This is one more trick. Have you understood? This is called the fundamental principle of counting. If you have got 3 shirts and 3 trousers, and considering that each combination is okay for you as dressing, मतलब गोविंदा जैसा orange and green पहन सकते हो, then 8 different ways you can dress every day. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Suppose you have 3 shirts and you've got 3 trousers and you complain with your parents, मेरा ना dress भी नहीं है. We can give you 8 different looks. Means एक week का तो काम हो गया. Different this, different this, this, different this, this, different this. Have you understood? So this is called the fundamental. So in grade 11, we'll get a problem. A child has got what you call bag, and then his shorts and his shirt, a watch and a water bottle. How many different ways you can style this child? जितने हैं उतने टाइप में हम बना सकते हैं. हर रोज अलग अलग लुक आ सकता है. तो ये समझ में आया पॉइंट्स के टॉस का. बढ़िया बात है. चलिए नेक्स्ट. Okay, our next question is to understand a little bit of English, and my English is very bad, but you guys are good. You guys are bro, crow, you know. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. At least, at most, please go to the birthday party of Mr. Jaideep Das and eat at least one samosa. Mama, I did not eat a single samosa. Should he be slapped or should he be loved? A slap. खटास करके मारो, बोला ना at least one samosa. I ate 6 samosas. Very good. Minimum एक खाने बोला था, आप जितना खाओ. Eat at most one samosa. I did not eat one samosa. Oh my beta, very good. Because I told you eat at most one samosa. I ate 2 samosas. मारो तमाच करके. समझ में आ गया? At least and at most. Okay, very good. So at least and at most is something like that. Say I say at least 3. ये थोड़ा 11 क्लास है, बस समझो अभी से सब समझना चाहिए. At least 3. So at least 3 means x is a number. At least 3. So it is 3 or above 3. We write it like this. X is a number which is 3 or more than 3. Okay. आ जाओ. At most 3. So x is a number which should be less than or equal to 3. These things in grade 11 we study under the chapter called inequalities. Equalities is what? Equality is x equal to 3. Inequality means x can be greater than 3 or x can be less than 3. इसमें और इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? इसमें और इसमें this is greater than 3. This is greater than equal to 3. Here means you will eat at least 4 samosas. 4 samosas. Here even 3 samosas are okay. So in higher mathematics we call this as slack inequality. ये जानने के लिए बता रहा हूं. Slack. I am being lenient with you. This is called strict inequality. समझ में आ रहा? Slack means 3 या 3 से ज्यादा खा के आना. But here you are being strict. 3 से ज्यादा ही 3 खा के. Here if you eat 3 samosas, should you be slapped? What is the doubt not to answer? Yes. Here if somebody eats 3 samosas, should he be slapped or not? Yes. Because it is a strict inequality. You should eat more than 3. But here नहीं. यहाँ लाज जब इतना. Clear है? इतना तक. ठीक है. At least और at most भी सीख लिया आपने. चलो एक और नया कॉन्सेप्ट. ये सब लगेगा. अच्छा, do you know what is a prime number? What is a prime number which comes on Amazon Prime? Numbers which are displayed when Amazon Prime is switched turned on. Prime numbers are numbers which are divisible by 1 and the number itself. So you know what is a prime number. Do you know what is the even number? Very good. You know what is the odd number? Okay, good. Do you know what is the sum? Sum. Addition of 2 numbers. Do you know what is product? Very good. So you know these parts. Okay, so if you look at the dice of Ludo, then what are the outcomes in Ludo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and try to qualify them something like this. How many even numbers are out here? 3 even numbers, 3 odd numbers. How many prime numbers? 2, 3, 5 are prime numbers. 1 is neither prime nor composite. How many numbers which are greater than say 5? 1. Okay. How many multiples of 2? 2 itself, 4 and 6. आता है आपको. Clear? बढ़िया बात है. अब लास्ट and the most interesting one. इसमें आप बनोगे जुआरी. क्या बनोगे? जुआरी. Cards. How many of you are familiar with cards? Half of the people get wrong in this because they don't know about cards. So be like a gambler now and let's understand cards. If you go and buy cards, then cards are known as a deck of cards. Arey wah. Deck of cards. A deck of cards will have 52 cards. And then you'll say, sir, I bought one. There were 2, 3 jokers also. Usko maths में नहीं गिनते हैं. Joker is like a spare tire. If one card becomes bad, you can use that. Now these 52 cards are split across 4 different suits. Suits, okay. अब ये तो white मेरा board है तो white में लिखेंगे. Okay. 4 different suits. This is known as the clubs. This is spade. This is diamond. Huh? Oh, diamond. Okay, I didn't know that. Vakul, what is this? Broken my heart. Hearts. Have you understood? Okay. Apart from that, there is some more interesting thing, that these two are red colored cards. So if you see, these are red, and obviously I can't write it with a black out here, but I'm writing with a black. These are black cards. समझते हैं अभी, हाँ? 52 cards are split across 4 suits, 2 reds and 2 blacks. Amongst the 2 blacks, 1 suit is a club, 1 suit is known as spade. The reds are known as diamonds and hearts. Very good. Okay. So pick up any one suit. Pick up any one suit. Each suit should have how many cards? 13 cards. Excellent. 13 multiplied by 4 gives you 52. Okay. So 13 cards start with a card which is known as ace. हिंदी में जिसे इक्का बोला जाता है. Ace. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. और इसके बाद आता है गुलाम, बेगम, बादशाह. Jack, Queen and King. Understood? 13 cards, and the split of 13 cards are ace. Ace. After that, 2 to 10. 2 to 10 are known as numbered cards. Number cards. And these 3 are known as face cards. Because इसमें मेरे जैसा एक खूबसूरत आदमी का चेहरा रहता है. Face cards. Many people, children make a mistake. They count ace as a face card. Ace is not a face card. Let's understand whether you're comfortable with this. So you've got an ace, right? You've got 2 to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many? 9. 9 numbered cards and 3 face cards. The total makes it how much? 13. Okay. Which means
numbered card plus face card is 12.
ace क्यों नहीं गिनोगे? Will make it 12 लिख के आ जाना, फिर मेरे को मत बोलना बहुत ज़्यादा, ठीक है? Nowadays, see, I have done one thing. Whenever I see my BP, my heartbeat is increasing, I myself press these 2 points, reduce it. Sir, he has smashed his head by throwing away. मामा तो सर फोड़ दिया, कोई बात नहीं बेटा, वो एम्बुलेंस सब बुला. आजकल मैं यार पहले मैं बहुत करता, क्या देख भी पहले हल्ला करता था ना मैं, आजकल छोड़ दिए यार. बिंदास मुन्ना भाई जैसे, हा हा. डॉक्टर अस्थाना. Okay. So if you see ace, we will actually have 4 aces. There's an ace here, there's an ace here, there's an ace here, there's an ace here. And many people may again distribute this as, now let's make it a little bit more racial, 2 black ace and 2 red aces. Doesn't sound that bad, but when it comes to queen, you say 2 black queen, 2 red queen, 2 black king, 2 red king, 2 black jacks, 2 red jacks. So have you understood? So how many jacks? 4 jacks. And these 4 jacks are club jack, spade jack, diamond jack, and heart jack. So who are the red jacks? Heart jack, diamond jack. Who are the black jacks? Clubs and this. अगर इतना समझ गए ना, and if you are not absolute dumbo, you are done with this chapter. आपका आप मिस्टेक नहीं हो सकता है आपसे. एक और चीज सीख लेते हैं. एक और चीज जहां से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. Year. How many days in a year? 365. If you add 1 with it, it becomes what? Then it gets to be known as leap year. Very good. Okay. When you see 365 and then you try to find out how many weeks are there in a year? 52. 52. So try to divide 365 with 52. Divide कर दो. 365 को 52 से divide करो. बताओ मेरे को. ये तो divide तो होगा नहीं obviously because you're dividing an odd number with an even. How much do you get? जरा check करो. Check करो ना. अरे 52 को पहले direct नहीं. How many days in a week? 7 days in a week. Multiply 52 with 7. How much? 7 2s are 14 4 1 carry over. 7 5s are 35 plus 1. 36, 364, समझ में आ रहा है? यानी कि अगर हम वीक का हिसाब करें, we exactly land up at how much? 364. उसके बाद every non-leap year we get 1 day extra. So a question comes, what is the probability that that 1 day will be a Thursday or a Wednesday or a Saturday? Are you understanding the logic? In a year of 365 days, how many weeks do we have? 52. So how many Sundays we get? What is the probability of getting 53 Sundays in a non-leap year? The question comes like this. We'll understand how to solve this question. So we should always know that in a year 52 Sundays are always guaranteed. आपने हिसाब किया ना अभी? 52 multiplied by 7 gives you how much? 364. So एक साल में कितने मंडे होते हैं बेटा? 52 guaranteed. एक एक्स्ट्रा दिन होता है, वो मंडे हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. Are you sure about it? No. And whenever you are not sure about it, that becomes a question in probability. यही तो आपको पूछेगा. What is the probability of 52 Wednesdays in a non-leap year? 1. Sure event. 52 Wednesdays. I think you're making me vague faces. Have you understood what I'm asking? What is the probability of 52 Wednesdays in a year? 100%. 52. What is the probability of 53 Wednesdays? Needs to be calculated. Now this needs to be calculated. Simple. At this stage we'll say it needs to be calculated. Have you understood? Chaliye. Another quick question. If you want to review your memory, all these slides are there. Any question, beta? अच्छा 52 with 7. कोई नहीं, ये ऐसे टेक्निक के लिए कर रहे हैं. 365 डेज होते हैं हमारे पास, है ना? मैंने आपको पूछा कि a week when you come to a year, what is the breakup? Year breaks into weeks break into days. Nobody will ask you on month, because a month is not uniformly distributed. You have 28 days, 30 days, 31 days. So your calculation will be always based on days, weeks and year. So if somebody tells you how many weeks are there in a particular year, 52 weeks होते हैं ना, 52 को 7 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. हर वीक में कितने दिन है बेटा? 7 दिन है. तो 52 को 7 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, कितना आया? 364, है ना? तो 364 डेज तो है ही, पर आपके डेज में तो 365 है. What happened to that 1 day extra? That 1 day fluctuates amongst one of any of the 7 days. So if I ask you how many Tuesdays will be there in a non-leap year, you will say, sir, 52 guaranteed. Will I get one extra? बोल नहीं सकते. हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. और मतलब, and whenever this is like this, it's a question in probability, because this means what? The likeliness of occurrence of an event. Are we fine about it? चले अभी आगे. अब कुछ इतना जान लिया, तो आइए कुछ क्वेश्चंस को देखने की कोशिश करते हैं. How to formulate our questions? Let's take a very simple question. Is a coin is tossed. A coin is tossed. Every match begins with a toss of a coin. Why? Because a toss of a coin is considered to be judicious to you and judicious to him also. No one can complain. मतलब ये 50-50 chance है, जिसका किस्मत में है वही जीतेगा. That's why these are known as games of fortune. Lotteries and all these things are known as games of fortune. You cannot dictate the outcome. A coin is tossed. Now, if your coin are tossed, now total possible outcomes. What are the total possible outcomes? Head and tail. ठीक है? अभी मैं अगर आपको पूछूं, what is the count of? Now this is something called literature. This is not a number, but in maths we need numbers. So what is the count of total number of possible outcomes? आप क्या बोलोगे बेटा? 2. ठीक है? Probability of getting a head. अच्छा, head कहां से आएगा? इन दो में से ही आपको आएगा. यही दो तो है, इसी में से ही आएगा. What am I looking for? Head. What am I looking for? Head. यहाँ कितने आउटकम्स हैं? 2 आउटकम्स. In these 2 outcomes, how many outcomes favor me? Only one outcome favors me, right? And that is the outcome head. So I will write that favorable outcome is head. And if I go by count of favorable outcome, what do I write? 1. Have you understood? These questions become easy, but sometimes when children do question with dice, then they write numbers here and they use those numbers. No. Use the options. The count of options, not the numbers, the count of options. Are you understanding? I have got 2 kg potatoes and 3 kg oranges. How many variant fruits or vegetable I have? 2 variant only. ना 2 ना 3 का कोई मतलब है, 5 मत बोल दीजिएगा. 2 kg potatoes, 3 kg onions. How many type of vegetables? 2 types of vegetables. That is what is important. Okay. So probability of head, we will say number of favorable outcomes. And when you see the favorable outcomes, you will always measure it to what is your favor. What are you looking for? I am looking for head. So look for the number of favorable outcomes where in the sample set. This is my sample set. This is my sample set. So total number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of all possible outcomes. So let's put this formula now and try to find out what is the probability of getting a head. भाई साहब 2 possible option में एक ही head आ सकता है. So the probability is half, which in percentage means 50%. So what is the probability of getting a tail? 2 possible option में सिर्फ एक ही qualify करता है ना? That is my favor. So this is also 50%. That means between these 2 boys, when we toss a coin, before the toss, his chance of winning the toss is 50%. His is also 50%. There should be no quarrel amongst them. However, only one outcome will come. So question now comes, sir, if I take a coin and I toss it twice, एक बार हेड आना चाहिए और एक बार टेल आना चाहिए, क्योंकि आपने बोला 50%. This is called theoretical probability and experimental probability. If you toss the coin 10 times and if you are like a Surya Kumar Yadav, you may actually lose all 10 times also. Sir, probability fail हो रहा है. Probability is a model, but studies show if you increase the number of trials, say suppose you are now doing 1 lakh tosses, toss ही कर रहे हो सुबह से बैठ के, धीरे धीरे 46, 44 ऐसे करके 50 के आसपास आ जाता है. होगा ही होगा. Equally likely है ना. Every time I play Ludo, 6 never comes, but they say it is equally likely. ये खेलता है मारने से 6 आ रहा है. मारने से, have you seen that in Ludo? Many people keep on getting 6. इतना 6 आता है कि 3 6 आके खराब हो जाता है. And somebody doesn't get a 6 at all. Then what is the question of probability? Sir, you said 1 by 6, 1 by 6, all have equal chances. Yes, if you increase the number of trials, then the chances of them are always 50%, equally likely outcome. Clear हो गया ये चीज? ठीक है? Very good. So, extending this now to a formula, so we say probability of occurrence of an event E. How do you read it? We read it as probability of occurrence of an event E. Probability of occurrence of an event E is given by number of favorable outcomes for E divided by total number of possible outcomes. ये जो फॉर्मूला आपको बताया ना, before you today we were having grade 12 classes, their chapter was also probability, and the same thing I said, if you do MSc in mathematics also, this formula only holds. However, the formula will slowly keep on changing. When you first learn baking a cake, you just bake a plain cake. Then you make a cake, frosting, फिर आप उसमें आइसिंग करते हो, गनाश लगाते हो, पर केक वही रहता है, यही केक रहे, यही फॉर्मूला 12 में भी आएगा, बस ऊपर नीचे कुछ चेंजेस होगा. बट इफ यू लुक एट द चेंजेस, यू विल से हाँ सर, यही तो है फेवरेबल आउटकम, यही तो है टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स. दिस फॉर्मूला विल बी देयर विथ यू. क्लियर? ओके. इफ दैट बी द केस, एक छोटा क्वेश्चन लेके देखते हैं कि हमने इसको समझा है कि नहीं. ओके, लेट्स से we'll take a simple question. We'll take throwing a dice. Throwing a dice. I've not yet formulated the question. I just said throwing a dice. So when you throw a dice, you can straight away create your sample space. What is your sample space, beta? Your sample space is nothing but a denominator. Your sample space is just this. Total number of possible outcome. Okati, rendu, muru, nalgu, aidu, adu. Whether I'm correct? Perfect. Okay. Don't go them as this is this. The total number of outcomes are how much? 6. Probability of getting the number 4. See, he's also telling me that 1 month you have kept me under rest, no classes. Probability of getting the number 4. Probability of getting the number 4. So out of them, with what favors me? ये आएगा तो ही जीतेगा ना. हम ऐसा गेम खेल रहे हैं कि 4 मारने से ही गेम शुरू होगा. 4. और तुम मारोगे तो कितना नहीं पा सकता है?
1 by 6. Not possible.
I saw many of you nodded your heads. यही मिस्टेक लोग करते हैं. What favors you? 4. How many times 4 is appearing? और कितने अलग अलग मार सकते हो? अच्छा 3 का देखो तो कितना है? अच्छा प्रोबेबिलिटी 2 का देखो तो कितना है? प्रोबेबिलिटी 1 का देखो तो कितना है? प्रोबेबिलिटी 5 का देखो तो कितना है? प्रोबेबिलिटी 6 का देखो तो कितना है? सबको ऐड करो तो कितना होता है? All are elementary events. Sum of the probability of individual elementary events will always lead to, बोला था ना. इससे पहले क्या किया था बेटा? कॉइन टॉस किया था. Elementary event, head and tail, half plus half, 1. All elementary events when added will give you 1. Elementary events are events which have only one outcome. All are equally likely. I know it's 8, but you're in grade 10. If I can wait, you can also wait. So don't look at the watch. कल से मैं उसको निकाल दूंगा. Okay, चलो आओ. इस क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा सा चेंज करते हैं. Probability of getting a number, which is a question is same, huh? A dice is thrown. What is the probability that the number which comes up? Raghav. नाइट ड्यूटी है, वॉचमैन है क्या किसी सोसाइटी में? हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैज ईटन प्रॉपर्ली बिफोर कमिंग टू क्लास? आई वांट यू टू ईट प्रॉपर्ली एंड कम. खाना खा के अगर ये को सोने देखो ना, मिसाइल जैसा फेंक दूंगा ये सब. हाँ, probability of getting a prime number when you have tossed a coin. So our job will be, sorry, when you have thrown a dice. So create a sample space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are you hunting for? Prime number. Where are the prime numbers? How many favors you? इन तीनों में से कोई भी आने से फेवर है. 3 favors me. Out of how many options? So let's put it like that. I'm going to throw a dice and the call is for getting a prime number. Would you put your money on that?
Yes, 50% I think.
क्या आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करते हो? ये आपसे नीचे वाला बैच भी बहुत पार्टिसिपेट करता है, आपसे ऊपर वाला ये चुप्पी क्यों है? At least the new ones who have come, you'll at least make the old ones speak. They love to staple this. Would you put your money on this? I will not be that much putting my money. 50% चांस है. पैसा उसमें डालो ना जहां highly likely. No, that is what is betting all about. In highly likely, you know how they will bet it. You should ask now, sir, betting kaisa hota hai? Highly likely the rate will be very less. Say suppose out of 300 matches, say 50 matches between India and Australia, India has won 36 times. So how many times Australia has won? 14 times. Tomorrow we have a match between India and Australia. India wins, you know what they will give you? ₹1 ka 1:1.1. Because everybody knows chance is more. हार कर कुछ जीत गया उसी को तो बाजीगर बोलते हैं ना. If you put your money on Australia, the bets will be very high. Are you understanding? The bets will be high. There वो बोलेगा ₹1 का ₹3 दूंगा. And that is where the dishonesty starts. Now you go there and you bribe the players of the team who is more likely to win and say आप ये मैच हार जाओ, हम 1 का 3 देंगे, वहां से आपको एक कट मनी दे देंगे. This is called match fixing. This is what is all the LHC. As students, you should know. You first will raise anything which is bound to happen is known as a sure event. What is the great thing about risking? Is there a risk in it? No. Risk is taken when you know that this cannot happen and I'll bet on him. But he will lose. She's going to lose. But her bout is with, say, you, and we bribe you to हार जा या knockout हो जा आज किसी भी तरह. And then all the people who put their money, they lose and we win the match. ठीक है, एक और क्वेश्चन देख, एक और, one more. Okay, 3 and then we will leave you. 3 coins are tossed. 3 coins are tossed, right? Find the probability of getting at least 2 heads. ये थोड़ा सा मस्ती करके छोड़ता है. At least 2 heads. So our first job becomes what? To write the sample space. तो चलो sample space बोलो. Ha ha ha. Then ha ha ta. Then ha ta ha. Then ta ha ta. Ta ta ha. Ta ha ha. Ta ta ta. लेकिन कितना हो गया? 7 ही हुआ होगा. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Every time I make 7, I lose 1. Ta ha ha. Ta ha ha is there. Ta ta ha. Ha ha ta. Ha ta. Ha ha ta is missing. Ha ha ta is missing. Yes, yes. Ha ha ta is missing. Oh yeah. Ha ta is missing. Yes. Okay. So to find out what? Probability of getting at least 2 heads. At least 2 heads. Okay. So all possible कितना है? 8. At least 2 heads. अच्छा मुझे बताओ तो at least 2 heads मतलब क्या है? At least 2 heads मतलब 2 or more than 2, not less than 2. 2 or more than 2. 2 or more than 2. ये qualify करता है? Yes. ये करता है? Yes. 2 or more than 2. ये qualify करता है? Yes. Which one? Oh, I'm going for tails. Yeah. Sir, what is happening to you? Okay. At least 2 heads. 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 Oh, at least 2 heads. और आगे at least 2 heads. इन चारों में कोई भी आएगा तो आप जीतोगे. तो कितने ऑप्शंस आपको फेवर करते हैं? 4 ऑप्शंस. बारबेक्यू नेशन में लगाए हुए इतने खानों में हमारा बच्चा 4 खाना खाता है आउट ऑफ 8 खाना. यानी कितना? मैं आज आपको असाइनमेंट नहीं दे रहा हूं जानबूझ के. आई विल नॉट अपलोड एनी असाइनमेंट नाउ. आई विल अपलोड दिस वर्कशीट एंड आई विल अपलोड द वीडियो. आई जस्ट वांट यू दैट योर नेक्स्ट क्लास इज ऑन नेक्स्ट संडे. Sorry, next Monday will be your next maths class. Next Monday we will have intensive problem doing. Just watch this video and come. That's the only thing that I want. I'm not giving any exercise to do. Have you understood?
Sure.
So your first job is get the printout of, not printout, get the NCERT PDF if your school has not given you a book. As I said, RS Agarwal is a book you can keep with you. I will give you a lot of supplements. इतना दूंगा कि आप बोर हो जाओगे प्रॉब्लम करते करते. ठीक है, ये करके आइए and then we will do lots of problems and we'll do some board paper problem. We'll start with this year's board paper problem. ठीक है? Agreed? What happened, Vakul?